All right, all right. Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for being on with us again tonight. We are so excited about Industry Week. Industry Week has been absolutely on fire. And if this is your first time being on with us, don't let it be your last time. Make sure that you go back over the previous days and absolutely explore and enjoy Industry Week, where we bring to you different industries, right? Whether your background is in entrepreneurship, content creation, influencing, beauty, whether your industry is in ministry, whether your industry is education. Tonight, we get to highlight the financial industry, where we're going to highlight individuals that are in industries like insurance, real estate, and all different type of investing, so that you can see why they said yes to learning about AI technology and cryptocurrency, and more importantly, why you should too. So go ahead and drop ones in the chat right now. If you're on with us, you're watching with us live, you're live with us in the room right now, live and in color. Drop ones in the chat. And then if you happen to be catching this on a replay, go ahead and just put twos in the chat right now. If you're catching this on a replay, we love to identify who we have that is on. We like to connect with you guys and see even what cities, states, countries, and continents you're connecting in from. So drop in where you're connected in from online, wherever in the world you are. Go ahead and drop it in. Now, listen, before we dive into this conversation, because I'm telling you, it's going to get real, real good tonight. We got some really special guests that are on. Every night has been amazing. Tonight is going to be so insightful, and we don't want anybody to miss out on this. So here's what I'm going to give you an opportunity to do. I want you to take a moment and share this out, right? You're watching this on YouTube, you're watching this on Facebook, share the link out. Or if you're on Facebook, I'm going to do the same thing I'm telling you guys to do. Share it out to different groups that you're connected into. You know, maybe there's a family chat that you're connected into, maybe there's some groups that you're connected to that's going to really gain value from this information. So what I do is I take what you're watching right now, I hit the little share button, and the first thing I do is I click on groups, because I'm like, everybody needs to see this. So I'm sharing this to all of the communities right now, because I don't want anybody to miss out on this information. So boom, I just shared it to 10 groups just that quick. It's just that simple. Now, maybe you know someone that you can tag that needs to be a part of this conversation. You don't just want to share it to a group. You might want to tag them into this conversation, like, girl, this is what I was talking about. Bro, this is what I was telling you. So go ahead and take a moment and do that, because I promise you, this is going to be powerful. The final thing that I recommend you do, for those of you that are in a position, pull out a pen and a notepad. I believe that you're going to walk away from this conversation with some gems tonight that perhaps you could actually apply. I'm just telling you in advance. Go ahead and pull out a pen, pull out a notepad, so you can be prepared to take down some copious notes, because it's going to get really, really spicy in this conversation. If you're ready, comment, I'm ready. Comment, I'm ready. Drop your favorite emoji in the chat. And then, of course, if you have communities, let your communities know. Get them in the conversation, get them in the room. And if you represent Rich University, y'all need to drop those lion heads in the chat and make sure the whole family is in the house right now, okay? Because we got financial industry tonight for Industry Week. Y'all already know it is going to be absolutely powerful. So listen, with that being said, my name is Ambassador Dr. China Bethley, and I'm really excited about this opportunity. I'm the founder and visionary of a company called Rich University. We are a faith-based accredited institution, and we are excited about helping you to elevate economically based on kingdom principles. And I'm excited about tonight because we get to talk about money. And I'm excited because we get to talk about it from a faith perspective of why, especially I believe believers don't need to miss out on this wealth transfer. This ain't about fear. This ain't about being scared. This is about being in a position so that you can actually generate wealth, that you can start to leave an inheritance for your children, like we are instructed to do. Okay. There's a wealth transfer that's happening right now. If you understand that, then it's time to take action. Somebody comment in the chat, take action. We're going to put you in a position tonight by providing insight and information that's going to allow you to take action. Somebody comment, take action in the chat. I see y'all rich and ready. Y'all are rich and ready, showing up, dropping those lion heads in the chat. I see you. I see you. I see you. Listen, with that being said, let's bring up our first special guest. Okay. Inside of the finance industry, that's doing some incredible things. Yet she saw great value of being part of our community here with Rich University because of what's happening right now. So let's bring up our very first guest, none other than Miss Ebony Austin. Hey, Queen, how you feeling tonight?
I am absolutely amazing. I feel good. Portfolio's looking good. Today has been a great day. Green day in the market. Love that.
Oh my goodness, we already talking spicy. I told y'all she came out the gate ready. Portfolio's looking good. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have a rich conversation right now. So if you have not tagged the right people to be inside this room, take a moment to tag it now because I can tell Ebony she about to give us a sauce. So Ebony, let us know a little bit about who you are, a little bit about your background, and then we'll segue into why you saw value of getting involved in Rich University with a focus on AI and cryptocurrency.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm just so excited about all the amazing things that's going on in Rich U right now. My name is Ebony Austin. I have been in the insurance industry since 2015. I have done property and casualty, so helping people with their homes and their car insurance. And then I kind of segue in life insurance because I saw that it was such a need in our community.
Yeah.
And, you know, being in life insurance really gave me it gave me a tool to be able to help individuals start building long-term wealth, building generational wealth. So I've been in the insurance industry for a while. Absolutely love it. So I understand the importance of, you know, protecting your money, saving your money, growing your money, and because that's what we talk about all day when it comes to insurance and making sure that we set our families up for greatness.
I love that. That's amazing. And I love that you have that experience and that background. And I'm sure as the world is changing economically, you're looking at it from a different perspective. You know, you have the education, the insight, the experience, and the expertise of why people really need to set their families up. And sometimes, you know I come from New Orleans, and one of the things I could tell you, they don't play about their life insurance. They're not gonna pay if they don't pay a bill. It won't be life insurance. That's something that was instilled, so that's really good. But I do think there may have been a gap in the generations because the importance of certain things didn't seem so important anymore.
Yeah.
So I know you with that foundation of understanding, being able to be responsible and setting your family up is something that's instilled in you. But talk a little bit about why you see the value in what's happening now, or even the pivots and shifts that are taking place economically with the way money is changing.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone sees what's happening in the economy right now.
Yeah.
Each time when the stock market drops, people's 401ks are connected to that. And it
Yeah.
really brings me back to a time when 2008, when we had that huge market drop.
Yeah.
And a lot of people lost so much because they were just uneducated about what was happening in the economy and what was happening with money. And, you know, that's how the birth of this new industry, cryptocurrency, came about. It was like, how do we help? How do we help people become more in control? How do we help people become owners of their financial future instead of, you know, allowing other people to control it? And,
Yeah.
you know, when it comes to, you know, insurance and how money is changing, a lot of people don't realize that you can use insurance to also help you protect your growth, protect your assets, protect things like that. It's not just about a death benefit. So a lot of people are looking at insurance to start protecting their growth from their 401ks. A lot of people are trying to see, you know, how can I start living tax free? Because I see what's happening with interest rates. I see what's happening with all the prices are going up. I see all this happening. So how can I look? What do I need to do with my money right now? I think everybody's in that position. When I talk to my clients, it's asking, I need to make sure I'm protected no matter what happens in this economy. How do we do that? How do we do that with insurance? And I also see you doing something else. So how do I do what you're doing over there with Rich U as well? Because right now, if you are not completely hands-on with your money, it's going to slip right through your hands. We're in a time right now where the classes are about to, it's going to be a huge, you know, distance between classes. It's not going to just, there is no middle class anymore if you don't start paying attention to your money. Because right now, more money is going to be printed soon. We're looking at inflation. I mean, just so many things happening right now that you have to be all in when it's your money.
Yes, I love that. That's powerful. And I do think that people are noticing it as a lot more money conversation, whether they understand it all or not. They cannot deny that there's a lot more money conversation that's been happening over the last few months than probably we had in the last few years of our entire life. And it's a lot of changes that's taking place. What made you not necessarily pivot, but what made you, because of course you have a background in cryptocurrency as well. I can remember us on Clubhouse and you talking about crypto even during that time. Why do you think it's very important more now than ever that people get involved in understanding that AI technology is not going anywhere? Cryptocurrency is no longer the currency of the future. It's actually the currency of now. It's inevitable at this point. You got countries that are fighting over who's going to be the cryptocurrency capital. These conversations are not just being had for nothing. It's not something that is relatively new for mass adoption, but because we were early adopters, it's not necessarily new for us. We knew it was going to happen. Talk about why you believe people need to be very urgent at getting involved in what it is that we're doing with AI, crypto, and even digital marketing.
Absolutely. When I first was introduced into this market in 2018, I was really at the height of my insurance career then. But I knew I'm the type of person, when I see something, I see the value in it, and I see how it can really change the way that we do things, I'm going to hop right on it. And I began to see then in 2018 how cryptocurrency was so needed, how we need another money system. We do, because even then, I saw that our current money system was going to soon fail. Right. So I knew then that it is so important that, okay, this is, learning more about cryptocurrency, learning more how to start digital online businesses, learning more of what else can we do to protect our money. That was very important for me then. So when it was introduced to me, it made sense. And I can remember back in 2018 when the conversation was, just wait till everybody else is on, just wait until the house catch on. Just wait until banks catch on. Just wait. And now we're here. We're here. Back in 2018, we were talking about the time that we're here right now. And a lot of people took advantage, but there's so many other people who did not. So it's like, you're back in a position where if you missed Bitcoin in 2010, if you missed, Bitcoin in 2018, if you missed these different times when you had opportunity, now is the time to take action. So not only should people, make sure that, their generational wealth is locked in through insurance, but you also want to make sure, and one day it's not going to be a Bitcoin left. You want to make sure that one of your family has Bitcoin. So not only do I got my policies, I got my crypto as well, because that's very, very important in today's time. We can't just be, it's not traditional anymore. Right now, we have to step out the box, step out the norm, and start realizing it's happening whether we like it or not.
I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm going to just throw it out here. I'm not saying that they're having this conversation yet, but it's inevitable that there will be a time where insurance will be connected to cryptocurrencies. And so being at the forefront of that, as an insurance agent, if you're watching this and you are an insurance agent, I believe nobody has to stop doing necessarily what's working for them right now, but to miss out on being a part of, the largest wealth transfer of our time, being a part of seeing how money is continuing to evolve would be crazy for you. So don't be the person that's saying, well, this is what I do, this is my lane. You don't have to brand yourself as a cryptocurrency enthusiast to say, I need to be strategically aligned to communities that's assuring that me and my family are not missing out on this. So listen, Ebony, thank you so much for being on, Queen. Thank you for continuing to crush it. And thank you for seeing value in this space and continuing to educate your community on why they need to be involved in leveraging AI technology, cryptocurrency, and even digital marketing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Queen. Listen, guys, if you enjoyed that, I want you to drop some fire emojis in the chat. If you know anybody in the insurance industry, now would be the time to tag them and get them inside of this room so that they can be a part of this conversation. You definitely do not want them to miss out. Everybody needs to be a part of this. If you're in the insurance industry, if you're in real estate, regardless of what it is that you're doing, you need to be a part of this conversation. Listen, I'm going to bring in a gentleman right now. this guy is a wealth of knowledge. I'm telling you right now, he has done the research. He's invested the time and the energy in making sure that he and his family was going to be taken care of. But he went a step further and he made sure that other families were not going to miss out on the time that we're living in right now. And I'm talking about none other than a number 7 cryptocurrency educator in the entire world. Okay, we like to say number 1. I'm so honored that he saw value to partner with Rich University and bring immense value to so many people that are part of our platform, that I want to bring to you none other than Curtis Cobain. Y'all make some noise, right? If you know, you know, okay? Y'all drop 777s in the chat right now. If you're excited about the fact that you get to have this conversation and be in the room, y'all tag some people to make sure that they don't miss out, because Curtis is going to give a wealth of knowledge. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing phenomenal. You already know, whenever I get a chance to hang out with Rich University fam, I'm in here like swimwear.
I know that's right. It's amazing. First of all, I want to just say congratulations on everything that you've been able to accomplish so far. I can remember many years ago, probably 8-9 years ago now, when we first met, and you were just coming into this space just like everybody else, you know, just to learn, just to grow. This was a conversation that was foreign for most of us. Most of us, when we got started, especially when we got started, okay, nearly a decade ago, nobody was talking about this. Now, over the last, you know, I would say 5 to 7 years, everybody's kind of popped out in you, whether it's the financial markets with foreign exchange or with stocks and all of these things. But a lot of them got their education from the platform that I'm going to introduce to them. Talk a little bit about what it was like for you and deciding to go. I just think you went deeper than anybody else on crypto, even before it was as big and obvious as it is right now. Talk a little bit about who you are and what made you go so deep in it to be where you are today.
Well, first and foremost, my name is Curtis Cobain Branch. I'm born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. As you can see, go Lions. Honestly, when I came into this space, I was just inquisitive about, you know, what the Bitcoin market was. I kept hearing people say, you can do this with it, you can buy that. There's a website that lets you come in and you can do all these things with it. It's going to be like the new form of money. And I'm like, that sounds like a scam. That first initial thought, like, I don't know about that one. And the more I looked into it, I got more excited about the technology behind it. And then that's what really opened my eyes to like, hey, this is not a normal thing. This is not one of those little like, oh, somebody made this in the garage and everybody's just kind of taking advantage of it. Like, nah, this was groundbreaking technology that was allowing transactions to be verified and confirmed in a different way than what I was used to seeing with like a credit card or a debit card or something like that. And then I started looking at the other projects outside of Bitcoin. I'm like, oh, they're not all the same. So it was like a rabbit hole that I got stuck in, and I never popped out of it. So now, you know, here we are, you know, 8-9 years later, and I love everything about it. I'm super excited about where we're headed. As you heard Eb saying as well, like the governments are adopting it now, corporations. You know, we have all these different industries that are leaning into crypto now, even just institutional players, right? We see hedge funds that are buying this stuff up like crazy. So it's really one of those moments in history where if you're on the sideline and you're looking at this and you're kind of scratching your head like, I'm not really sure, I want you to think about what it was like when credit first came to be a normalized thing and nobody knew how to navigate it, right? Most of us didn't learn about credit until we were adults. So like, don't let this be that repeat of history where a new form of money, a new form of transacting comes out and you're late to the punch.
Yeah. No, that's really good. I mean, you've done a phenomenal job at really simplifying it the best you could. Obviously, we're dealing with something that seems foreign, very new for the masses, but I believe you make it so relatable. Even when we have an opportunity for people to see your classes, like they're engaged, they're laughing, and that's important. And I think when we talk about things like this, you know, one of the things that we talked about as early adopters is that most people were going to miss being an early adopter because they didn't want to get involved in anything that they did not understand. They didn't want to lean in enough to even learn how to learn something new, unlearn what they've learned before so that they had the capacity to learn something new. But you've done a phenomenal job at engaging hundreds of thousands of people around the world, probably millions of people at this point that you taught about cryptocurrency. What do you see happening now if somebody's watching from a beginner's perspective? Because I think sometimes we can, get into this space and, being in this space for quite some time, we can start even having vernacular that we use that's over people's head that causes them to start shrinking anyway. And you do well not doing that. But for a person that's watching this, they just happen to see it. They don't really know what's going on in the government. They hear all of this stuff in news and in media. They don't know what tariffs are. They don't know how the American people can be affected by it. They don't know the difference between Bitcoin and any other type of coin. They're still working, figuring out when do I touch it? How does it work? What's the most important thing that you believe is necessary for a beginner to understand about this, so that they don't miss out on what I believe is one of the largest opportunities in our time to get to the right side of the wealth transfer?
Yo, 100% agree with you. 100% agree. When a new person comes into this space, I think the best trait a new person could have is coachability.
Good.
Just be coachable. Like, I get you want to come in and you want to have all the answers, and that's one thing as us as adults, we want to know everything. We want to be, knowledgeable and confident. We make all these decisions. Sometimes you're going to come into something, you're just not going to know it, right? Sometimes you start a new job and you are is green as a leaf on a tree. You have no idea how to work any of this stuff, and you in there messing up every 5 minutes, and you need a little bit of grace, right? So I would tell a new person, have grace with yourself, like be patient. And the second thing, get around a community, man. Like cannot do this. You can't do it by yourself. It's a lot. It's a lot. When I came in, I was sitting on my floor with a laptop, a tablet. I have my cell phone. I'm trying to figure out all this stuff, and I'm like, hey, man, I got to get around some folks because this ain't gonna get it. Or I'm only one person. So I realized, I needed to get around people. I needed to be in the community. I needed to feel that camaraderie. And I'm a team guy. I played sports my whole life. So when I found something like this, I was like, yeah. And the thing is, we think investing has to be this really lonely sport where I got to do it by myself. I can't let anybody. And we've been taught, like, even with real estate, like, I got a real estate deal. I can't show anybody. They might take my deal. This is not that. This is literally cryptocurrency. This is like trading. This is, if I see a great setup, everyone can benefit from that setup. Yeah. So inside of this space, like, definitely just be coachable, be teachable, be open to coming into communities that can help you and uplift you and cut your learning curve in half, for crying out loud.
Ooh,
like,
that's good.
Yeah, because now it's been over a decade now. Bitcoin's getting older. And people see the price. They're like, oh my God, Bitcoin's at 90,000. It was at 100 a few months ago. Like, I don't have that kind of money. You don't need to have that kind of money to benefit from this space. You can come in with pennies and see growth. Like, it's not about having a lot to get a lot. You can start with a little and get a lot in this space. So you just got to be open to being taught. That's all it really boils down to.
Absolutely. No, that's powerful. I appreciate that, because I think sometimes people feel like, whether they're, and one of the things for me, I always tell people that your words create your world. So if you keep saying you're not tech savvy, if you keep saying that this is hard, if you keep, decreeing and declaring these things over your life, then that's what you're going to receive more of. I remember when I first got into this space, I promise you, I'm a branding, marketing, beauty kind of girl. And when Holy Spirit led me here, and I'm really clear that he led me here because I know what my prayer life is like. And I prayed specifically about what I had planned to do. So you know how they say, if you show God your plans or you tell God your plans, he's going to laugh. Well, he did. And then he showed me his. And at first I didn't see it that way at the time. But when it happened, I had a decision to make instantly in that moment. And that decision did not require my understanding. It required my obedience. It didn't require me to understand. God was taking me to a place that I had never been before. Why would I expect to understand something I never even saw before? Not only was he taking me to a place that I had never been, he was positioning me to be a category creator for our community. Many of the rooms that I sat in, I was the only woman in the room even able to be a part of this. So who, if not me, then who? If not you, then who? Some of you are called to be the one. Won't you write that in the chat right now? The one. Some of you are called to be the one in your family bloodline, the one that's going to make one of the biggest financial shifts that you guys have ever seen. But if you are not obedient to the call and you're waiting to understand everything, then by the time you do understand it all, you're too late. Does that make sense? You're too late. Some of you are the one. You are hearing this information. None of you are here by coincidence. All you know is you don't want to be on the wrong side of the wealth transfer. The wealth gap is widening. That is undeniable. I don't care who you are, what you do, where you're from. You see that there's something that is shifting economically. And I get that they want you to believe that our current administration is all about race, but that's a distraction within itself. We're not dealing with a race war. You can't see what's happening right now. That's why community is so important, because we're going to provide you information from a non-biased perspective. Yes, a non-biased perspective, so that you're not emotionally manipulated by other people's opinions based on what you should do. Because if anything, this is about class. That means you're going to need a lot of money and you're going to need it fast. So that wealth gap that's widening, you cannot deny that something has to get done. Let's talk about this for a second, Kurt. I'm not sure if you're seeing this, but I work with a young lady by the name of Dr. Sonia. She's an alumni at Rich University. She came through our program for our honors program, and she has the largest community for student loan debt. So she's been on CNN News, she's been on InvestFest, she's been across a ton of different platforms speaking about this. And now recently they're talking about how a lot of people who got their student loans deferred or whatever the programs that they were in fit, it could impact their credit.
Yep.
They're even talking about wage garnishes.
Yep.
Like, this is a very real conversation, that our current world that we live in is shifting so fast, and it's impacting a lot of people. How it impacts you is up to you. You can't control some of those different nuances, but the fact that you just sit and do nothing, that's dangerous. Talk a little bit about, what do you see have not, I don't know if you studied that, but I just see that a lot of people being affected by these things and just kind of being out in the cold that just came like out the blue.
Yeah, no, it speaks to a lot of things. I mean, it's funny too, because I was about to make a reference and you kind of like literally segued into it. Wow. I was thinking about the movie that just came out with Michael B. Jordan in it, the vampire deal. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's wild movie. It's like the number one movie in America right now, and it's about it's a horror movie, and it's about vampires, and they talk about how
definitely not have seen that. I don't watch anything horror.
I know.
Absolutely not. No.
One of the things about it that was awesome, or a little nuance, was the vampires couldn't come into the home unless they were invited. They couldn't get to you unless you invited them in. And it's funny because sometimes you don't even know what you're inviting in when you say no to something.
Ooh.
You could be inviting poverty into your life when you say no to something.
Oh, that's good.
God is bringing things to you and you're saying, no, thank you. So the default is less, right? The default is lack. The default is you're not leaning into your birthright. So a lot of times we pray for things that comes across, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh no, that looks like one of those other things. I'm not that kind of person. Yeah, this version of you may not be. But it also leans into the fact of as well, like we know what you spoke to Eb about earlier, is we know AI technology is here. We know that they've invited AI into our lives now. And with that being said, these jobs that we're used to seeing and having, they won't be here very long.
Wow.
So knowing that all these things, you know where I'm going. So all the things that we see that are on the horizon right now, you have to make a decision about your money now. You're not going to have the luxury of saying, oh, I'll wait till AI takes my job, then I'll invest. Because they're already saying there's AI machines that can do a job that a person does that they're paying, $3,000, $4,000 a month. That AI can do that job for $100 a week, and it doesn't get tired, and it doesn't want to go home, and it doesn't complain.
Wow.
So we're witnessing the birth of all these new industries starting to be grown with AI and machinery and all that. And I'm thinking about, man, I wonder how much your dollar will be worth when every job is gone. I wonder how much real estate will be worth when everything is gone. And mind you, they're not going to stop printing. Like, I was looking at a statistic, man. I got charts I want to show you, but I don't want to scare people off right now.
No. Share your charts. You got.
Now everybody in this chat, y'all know me. Once they
got
let me nerd out.
Listen, some people beginners, some people are grown inside this space. I think everybody's going to gain value. So feel free to share.
Okay, I got you. Let me see here. Let me share this one here. There we go. So this right here is just CoinGecko.com, but I want to show you guys one of these charts that I've been looking at. So this right here is very interesting. This is a bid and ask chart, right? So just know when you see ask, this red line right here, this just means sales. Okay. When you see bid, this green line, this means buys. This is the bid and ask for Bitcoin back in 2024 in October, right before the market absolutely went crazy. We saw the sales drop below the buys and price went absolutely parabolic after that, moving forward for the rest of that bull run. I want to show you this. Now, I'm going to show you where we are right now, and I think this will kind of make more sense for you guys. This is the chart now. Same movement, dropping below, and we finally got the green crossing over the red. Bitcoin is now making the move. All the people that were selling, they just flipped and they started buying. This is not a matter of if, this is just when. Now, mind you, there's a man named Jerome Powell. If you don't know who Jerome Powell is, I feel really, really upset that you don't know who that man is. You should have a much better relationship with that name than you do right now if you don't know who that is. Once this man comes out and starts cutting interest rates, you're going to see a tsunami of value flow into the stock market, flow into real estate, flow into cryptocurrency. If you're not already in this, you're going to miss it. There won't be a do-over. There won't be a, oh, come back for me, I'm ready now. No, it would have already taken place and you've missed it. And like we just said before, Dr. China's already letting you guys know, this is about community, family. Like, I know you guys are probably seeing charts and thinking, oh, they're doing that nerdy stuff. I don't like none of that. This isn't about nerding out. This is literally about understanding that this asset in front of us, Bitcoin, is revolutionary in how it works with blockchain technology. It is a scarce, finite amount. There will only ever be 21 million of these. We're currently at 19.8 million in circulation. And the United States wants to buy 800,000 Bitcoin. Not $800,000 worth, 800,000 Bitcoin. Right now, they have around 20,000 Bitcoin or 200,000 Bitcoin. So guys, gals, men, women, understand that we are on a time clock right now. This is not an infinite window of opportunity.
That's
when you
good.
see calls and we're on these social media platforms, we're not doing this to sell you something. I need you. We want to introduce you to something so you can make an informed decision.
That's
okay,
good.
family. Like we've already secured our bag. Like, we on a rocket waiting for the bad boy to take off. We ain't arguing about the window seat either. We just ready. We just glad to be here. I want to make sure that enough people understand what this is, because once this moves, this will be on par. This will be on par with the internet. This will be on par with email. This will be on par with any technology that you use every day. And mind you, you're going to learn about this either you want to or because you have to. When they call you in the office at work and say, hey, we're going to do a class on showing you how to set up your crypto wallet so we can pay you next week, don't say you didn't have a warning.
That's so powerful. I think one of the things that this highlights is why community is so important, because this one dose that you got, as powerful as it is, you need to know how to apply it. You need to know what type of wallet, where to get it. You don't need to just be surfing the internet for any random information, because you got to be mindful and you got to be careful with that anyway. You need a sound, solid, credible community, longevity, consistency, sound reputation. Like, you got to know how to vet things out so that you don't miss out. And these things are not things that take time. I'm not telling you take a week to go study and find questions that you don't even know how to articulate. I'm saying take action now, because that's what we represent. What I just said to you is what we represent inside of this space. Our message has been very consistent throughout the last decade. We've been talking about the wealth gap widening for quite some time now. One of the things I just saw, and this was interesting, I just want to bring it up, if nothing else, just to kind of talk about the fact that this is even a conversation, right, that they're having with this, talking about AI replacing jobs. But I'm like, wow, I don't think people are really ready for this type of situation to go on. This private school is replacing teachers with AI next semester. Tuition is $35,000 a year. So now imagine your children going to school learning from a robot.
With all the answers, by the way.
with the correct information. Like, we got to get ready for a brand new reality. And what we're saying to you is that inside of Rich University, you don't have to be behind the 8 ball. You don't have to be figuring it out and scratching your head. You don't have to be fearful or afraid, right? We want to show you how to leverage this technology and get at the forefront of it. So listen, Kurt, we can go on and on. I think we need a segment where we're just on together providing them this type of information because it's so powerful and it's so sound. I want the number 21 million to never leave your mind, and understanding that 19 million is already secured. What is your plan and your strategy to get something? You don't, even if you feel like you can't afford a whole Bitcoin. That's why I love what we have, because we even earn it. Imagine you having access, watch this, to AI technology and community that teaches you how to trade in the financial market. Now imagine that while you're doing this, you're basically learning a skill that once you apply it, allows you to really grow your income in the market, right? That's what investing in anything is. It allows you to put in a certain amount and then that it starts to grow, it matures. That's the goal. Imagine being able to do that, but then being able to withdraw it in Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
When we make our withdrawals, we usually withdraw in Bitcoin. So for somebody, they could maybe take a small amount. I'm not saying this is your strategy. I'm not giving you any financial advice. I'm saying to you, in our community, this is a scenario that could be very likely. You could take $1,000 of other people's money, because we got the solution for that too, invested inside the financial markets with our AI technology, our banking software, our community. You learn the skill to grow it. And when you do make your withdrawals, right, you're now withdrawing in Bitcoin. You withdrew in Bitcoin when Bitcoin was maybe 90,000. Let's say you did it today, $93,000, but you kept a certain part of it in Bitcoin. So watch this. This is a strategy. Maybe you take the rest out, or a portion out of it, to do whatever you want to do with it, but you took a percentage and you left it in Bitcoin. Watch what I'm about to say. That 1,000, if you got access to the type of technology that we're leveraging and the community that we're leveraging, the learning curve is shortened for you, right? You don't have to go the distance if you have to do it by yourself, isolated. I believe that accumulating wealth for us should be a team sport, right? Yep. Now, just imagine that you wasn't looking at, I'm going to take it out when it hit here. You set it and you forget it. You didn't think about it no more. Now, when Bitcoin, I believe we're going to see $1 million Bitcoin. Personally,
absolutely. Minimum.
That's not like $1 million Bitcoin is not something that's like nobody should be scratching there. Somebody didn't think that it was going to be 100,000. I started investing when it was $3,500 a coin. And guess what I did? I made sure I was saving a certain amount of money every single week in it. Does that make sense? So the strategy that you need in 2025 is not the same strategy that I applied in 2018.
Facts.
That's why community is so important. You don't need to just hear the information. You need to be in a space where you can apply it, where you're now earning in Bitcoin.
You just spoke to something right there. Yes. That same strategy that got you to that one point isn't going to take you to the next point. Yes. You have to be able to pivot and understand when the markets change, when the rules of the market change, you change with it.
That's right.
There's different seasons in every market. You're not always going to be in a bullish season. You're not always going to be in a bearish season. For my family in the chat, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. When the market shifts, you got to shift your whole ideology based off of what's happening in the market and the sentiment. Like, learning market sentiment is a whole nother skill outside of trading.
That's a whole nother skill. It's so many ways that a person who's a beginner and who knows they need to do something could get in this space still at this moment and win. Don't think that you're too late. People always ask, am I too late? No, you're not too late. The strategy is just different now.
Facts.
You're not too late, but the same strategy that I use then is not what I'm telling people to do right now. And we talk about that inside the community, and we set you up with workshops to be able to do it. Listen, Kurt, we could go on and on, but of course we got a whole panel. If you haven't shared this out, you're selfish. I'm telling you guys right now, if you didn't share this to one person with all the value that you just received here, you are absolutely selfish. And if you continue with that kind of behavior, I don't know what to say, but because generating wealth is a team sport, you are going to need a community. Kurt, my brother, any final remarks before we let you go?
I would just say continue to stay hungry inside of this space, family. Even if you're on the sideline, maybe you're watching this recording, you're like, I still don't know. You don't have all day to not know. Like I know it might be difficult. I know sometimes stepping out on faith is scary. I understand that learning new things, you feel like you don't have time to do all of that. You're never going to have the time with that attitude, with that thought process. You're always going to talk yourself out of it. When I started this, my life was nowhere near what it is now. I was living in my truck. So understand, like, you have to make a sacrifice for what you want to be in life. Always laugh because my mentor says to be able to sacrifice what you are for what you will become is one of those things that's divine, because you're leaning into the faith. We don't fake anything over here. We faith it till we make it.
Yes.
We faith it till we make it. So understand, family, it's going to require some faith. It's going to require some work, but you're not alone. You're tapped in with the right people at the right time. Make a decision.
Yeah. Listen, congratulations, bro. I appreciate you. If you want more of this, we got Club Cobain exclusively inside of Rich University. You do not want to miss this. Workshop style experiences to make sure you're set up with everything that you need to not just help you to be profitable, but to help you to be protected inside of these cyber streets as well. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for being on. Yeah. Wow. Guys, listen, y'all drop some fire flames in the chat. If you heard everything that he just said, if you was able to retain some of what he just said, and ultimately, if you're ready to take action, if you heard something right now, you don't even have to wait to the next part of this call. You can take action now. Whoever you're watching this information from, if they're a part of Rich University, they have a unique link, and the unique link that they have is going to allow you to get started. Make sure that as you're watching this, you want to get back with the person who shared this with you so that you can get that link so you can get started. Ask them, how do I get started with Rich University? And they're going to give you access to the inside. So with that being said, let's keep the party going. I want to share my slides really quick. I'm a very visual learner. I know Curtis Cobain shared a lot of information with you just now that's absolutely powerful. And I want to take a moment and just go over some of the things that I believe is going to be very, very important for you to really win inside of this season. So hopefully you can see my slides right now. Drop 777s in the chat if you guys can see it. I want to just break this down really quickly because we got a phenomenal lineup still ahead for you guys. So what we provide to you is a system. Somebody comment systems. Systems save you time, energy, and money. Okay. You do not have to lean on your own understanding. You got to be obedient and you got to just go, right? If Holy Spirit is saying to you to make a decision, I didn't have to figure it all out, but I had to be obedient and I had to make the move. So we provide you the community and we provide you the mentorship in Rich University. And then we partnered with the #1 company in the world for this technology. And the name of that company is Eovia. Now, Eovia is our partner company that provides the education, the tools, and the opportunity for the modern world. The word Eovia itself actually symbolizes the path to greatness, right? The word Eo, or the Eo in the word Eovia, is a Japanese word that means greatness, and the via in the word is a Latin word that means path or way. So this is essentially your path to greatness. Now, what we do inside of Rich University in partnership with Eovia is help you to get to the right side of money. That's how I like to call it, because Robert Kiyosaki, who is an economist, he's a best-selling author. He wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He created the cash flow quadrant. And the cash flow quadrant shows you the 4 ways that money is actually generated. And so when you're watching this right now, you can identify where you are in this quadrant, okay? So on the left side of money, you have 95% of the world's population with only 5% of the world's wealth that's available to them. These are your employees and those that are self-employed, right? So you identify where you are in this process. Our goal is to get you to the right side of money, where your business owners and your investors are, that make up only 5% of the world's population, but we have access to 95% of the world's wealth. This is absolutely powerful. See, his philosophy shows you how you first start a business, right? When you're watching this and you're hearing about investing and you're hearing about crypto and you're hearing about AI, and you're hearing about all these things, the first thing that you want to do to generate wealth is start a business. Well, the first question that should come to your mind is, then what type of business should I start? And I will say to you, a profitable one. And how do you identify the types of businesses that are going to be profitable in today's time? You want to identify where the demand is. People want to learn about AI technology. They want to learn about cryptocurrency. They want to be able to work from home. They want to be able to monetize what they're doing on social media, because these are the experiences that we all are having right now. We see AI everywhere. It's not going nowhere. Right? So we have an even bigger opportunity than many of our parents had in 1998, 1999, before the internet took over everything. What are you going to do now? Be afraid and shrink? Or are you going to make a move? Right? So you first start a business. Once your business starts to cash flow, you take some of the business capital and invest it. They want you to use what they call disposable income to invest, not your bill money, not your savings money. But if you don't have any streams of income coming in, then how are you going to invest? And that's why we encourage you to get started with us, because we show you the opportunity for you to gain the chance to franchise $1 billion tech company. Essentially, that is what Eovia provides you, similar to a McDonald's. This conglomerate basically sells and franchises a system. Remember, we just talked about the system, right? A system, regardless of how you feel about McDonald's and how garbage the food is, people are still franchising McDonald's if they have 1.4 to $2.7 million to franchise a McDonald's. What about Amazon, right? Amazon basically sells you everything from A to Z. But have you noticed that Amazon doesn't actually own the products that it's selling to you? What if you had an opportunity to sell done for you products that you did not have to create, but the products that you're selling are in high demand? Because that's what Amazon is doing. The difference in what we are doing is we're selling done for you digital products. That means we don't even have to worry about the tariffs. We don't care what the tariffs end up being coming from, not to be insensitive, but for what's happening with China, it doesn't affect your digital business. Does that make sense? The future of business is digital. The future of money is digital, and the future is now. And then what about Kai Cenat? This is a gentleman who is making millions of dollars from subscriptions. So we know subscription-based models work. We know that monetizing your authenticity on social media is something that is working for people. And so what we've done here is we've combined all three: the McDonald's franchise concept, the Amazon selling products that they did not create in a subscription-based model, which gives you what we have with Rich University and our partnership with Eovia. So the question is, are you moving at the same pace as the world around you? With artificial intelligence, the financial markets, cryptocurrency, digital marketing, e-commerce, these are not just buzzwords. These are the world that we live in right now, and it's constantly evolving. The question is, are you evolving, or are you becoming antiquated? Because this opportunity gives you one of a lifetime. We even offer you nightclub. Y'all already know we get Pepsi in the nightclub, okay? We get Pepsi in the nightclub, not tipsy in the nightclub, okay? That means that we have our Pepsi sessions where you can hop on with live educators in the real market and watch how the money moves in the market. You can see the moves of Bitcoin in the market, the moves of US 30 in the market, the moves of, the different currencies in the market. And we show you how you can monopolize off of those moves. So we even give you different avenues to education. Maybe you want to lean more into trading foreign exchange, right? Currencies, the movement of these monies in the market, and seeing how you can take advantage of it, leveraging AI technology. When you learn the skill, you can apply the information. Or maybe after this conversation, I know everybody wants some stocks in crypto, because you have an opportunity to hear more from the gentleman you just heard from, Mr. Curtis Cobain, with stocks and crypto, because he is an educator on the platform. So you essentially get to pay to have Curtis in your back pocket. That's powerful. What about digital marketing? What if you could own your own online brand? Online branding is not something that you should minimize. I'm telling you, the way of the future, if you don't have your own online brand, I was watching something and it was talking about Gucci, and a young lady was saying, if I created that same exact shoe with a different logo, You absolutely would not pay $950 for that shoe. And I was thinking to myself, of course he wouldn't pay $950 for the shoe just because you created it, because he's not buying the style anyway. He's buying the brand. He's buying the credibility of the brand. He's buying what the brand represents. So if you don't understand the importance of an online brand, I'm telling you, you need to get involved so that you can leverage this education in this AI technology to help you to develop one that will become your legacy. And then, of course, personal development is necessary to me for all of the experiences for you to elevate. Listen, when you start to learn more about money, the first thing that you're probably going to want to do is travel around the world to see, because your mind is going to be expanded. So one of the things that we offer you is a travel membership portal that puts you in a position to get discounts on hotels, rental cars, cruises, even condos for a week. Imagine going to Paris, France for $900 for an entire week, right? So many different experiences. So ultimately what you have access to is an opportunity to learn anywhere at any time with our Go Live daily sessions, as well as our on-demand sessions, right? 24/7 in 15 different languages. So if you're business minded, you should be thinking about people that you know in different cities and states and countries that will see value in what we're doing. We also give you access to scanners and strategies where you have AI banking software that you can use, as well, of course, as our exclusive discount and travel benefits. Now, when you promote these products, remember what Robert Kiyosaki said, right? You first do what? Start a business. So what's the first thing that you're going to do? You're going to start a business, get your business set up. Now, if you're starting a business, chances are you want to be profitable in that business, correct? Of course. Well, here's the compensation plan, or at least a portion of it, right? Our compensation plan is so sound that we give you an opportunity to really build on longevity. There's a lot of things that's going on right now, a lot of fly-by-night experiences, a lot of people in and out of different opportunities every 6 months, every 9 months, but you want something sustainable. So first of all, our compensation plan is a real compliant uni-level compensation plan. What does that mean? You get paid off of all of your volume. You don't just get paid off of your lesser leg or your weaker leg. Your volume doesn't flush every week or every month, right? You can build a sustainable business with real, true residual income. You don't have to worry about only getting paid out to your 8th level or not getting paid out in between levels. You get paid down to infinity with this compensation plan. What that means is when you build a team of 5, just on the residual side alone, that's an extra $300 a month. When your 5 grows to 10, your entire team, not just the ones you brought in, when you share this with people, what do you think that they're going to do? They're going to see value in it and want to share with other people as well. Why? Because generating wealth is a team sport, right? So now you have a team of 10, you're earning $600 a month in residual income, but guess what? You're getting paid out every single Friday. When the 10 grows to 23, that's $1,000, but every single Friday you're getting paid. When the 23 grows to 58, that's $2,000 that you're earning. When the 58 grows to 140, that's $4,000. And when the 140 grows to 270, that's an additional $7,000 a month. Drop in the chat, what could you use and do with an extra $7,000 that's coming into you? A check is coming to you every single Friday. Right? This is just the residual side. It has nothing to do with the upfront bonuses, have nothing to do with how you can leverage the products that we offer you to learn how to actually see the movement of money in the market. This is absolutely powerful. And I can tell you right now, people are already winning with this phenomenal and robust compensation plan. My question to you is, are you the one? I believe that you're not here coincidentally. I believe that you're here on purpose. But are you the one that can actually make a decision? Or are you the person who has to go and ask somebody else for permission? And I'm not talking about, I know I couldn't wait to be grown. I don't know about y'all, but I couldn't wait to be grown to make decisions. I remember growing up and they would call the phone sometimes and ask for the decision maker. Hey, can I get the decision maker on the phone? That person was saying, let me bypass anybody else who has to go then get permission from somebody else. Are you the one in your family bloodline that's going to be responsible by God's grace for helping to shift the financial trajectory for the family? Are you going to be the one that on this day you decided to get started, you decided to get in position, you decided to take action so that your family was not left out of what I believe is the largest wealth transfer of our time? Are you the one that understands that it's just a 3-figure decision? We're talking about, imagine being able to run a business and all it took for you to get started was $249. A business that's in high demand, a business that people are looking for the products that we have, digital products that are already done for you. That's attractive. You pay $249 one time, $184 a month, 4 weeks later. However, you get each individual package. So if you just wanted Foreign Exchange Plus or just stocks and crypto, just digital marketing, this pack would be perfect for you for $249. Or even better, $274 for 2 different packages, which is our Transform bundle. You can choose Foreign Exchange Plus and stocks and crypto, or stocks and crypto and digital marketing. Customize it however you like. But when you get those 2, you automatically get 2 more complimentary. You get personal development and Eovia Go complimentary. And then after 12 months, you get a rewards trip for you and a significant other to go to places like Abu Dhabi, Bali, Spain, all complimentary for $274 one time. 4 weeks later, you pay $249. And if you're a little uncomfortable about the $249, we offer you an opportunity to waive that. For those people that are just looking at this opportunity from a customer perspective, right? You can actually waive the $249 monthly subscription when you refer 2 customers. Your monthly subscription is completely complimentary. By now, I'm sure you're ready to get started. And I believe that if you truly are one of our dream partners, then you meet the criteria as a visionary, a leader, a winner, someone who's resourceful and committed. Listen, with that being said, I believe you've seen enough information right now to really be in a position to make a decision. But I want to bring up our next speaker. I'm excited to hear from this gentleman who is inside of the insurance space as well. We have 2 more after this gentleman that you're going to hear from. It's going to be absolutely powerful. Mr. Clifton Austin, my brother, how you doing? I know you're multitasking. I know you've heard a lot already. Just share with us a little bit about who you are and why you made a decision to get started with Rich University.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dr. China, I greatly appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It has been so much value dropped tonight. If y'all in the chat, just drop some fires. Just drop some fires, because I'm not even going to go deep into it. I'm going to introduce myself and just really, I'll come from a place of just letting anybody that's viewing right now know that you can do this. I really pride myself on being somebody that's just like you, somebody that's relatable. Again, my name's Clifton Austin. I spent 9 years in the automotive industry. Did a lot of on the automotive industry, especially from the finance side of things. Now being also in the insurance space, and I can tell you, back when this was probably, Dr. China, this was maybe 2015. I think Bitcoin was like around $300 or something.
Okay.
And I had a friend that he wanted to start like a trading group or investment group. He didn't want to show me how to do it, but he wanted to invest for me. And I was like, all right, cool. All right. You don't got to. And honestly, I was so not necessarily closed-minded to it, but I didn't understand that why he didn't want to show me. So he didn't open up the doors for me. So when I saw an opportunity like this, it made all the sense, because now I had the opportunity to not only learn, but also earn from the opportunity on my own.
That's good.
And what I saw from this opportunity was simple. It is literally the most powerful way to make money. Yeah. Because when you learn the skill of being able to invest, when you learn the skill of being able to look on those charts that Curtis pulled up, nobody can ever take that away from you.
That's right.
All right. And as I just explained, I'm very big on being that relatable person. So I'm a husband, right? And I'm a father. So as Dr. China was just saying, I was multitasking. I literally just got rained on because my son had football practice today, and I coach. And that's where my passion is at. My passion is in youth sports. But we don't just get in business off of passion. So this was a way to be able to free up time for me. So I saw from this opportunity, because right now it's Thursday night. I would still be at the car dealership right now. I would still be at the car dealership right now. All right. On a Thursday night, I would have missed my son's football practice. All right. We got a football game on Saturday. I would have missed my son's football game. All right. And those are things that I dealt with for a very, very long time. So from this business, what I saw from it, I'm able to make money. All right. And if you're inside of our group, you understand that we have a growth plan. So I'm able to manage money. All right. And the biggest thing, I'm able to multiply money.
Come on.
So when I
wait, they gotta write that one in the chat. We gotta see that again.
Yeah,
money.
We gotta make money.
Manage money.
We gotta manage
money. Y'all write that in the chat right now. Go ahead, all my brother.
So anybody with, at least if you're thinking forward, if you want something out of a business, this gives you all three. I laugh about it and I joke about it all the time. I'm like, listen, what company in the world pays you for telling somebody about something? We do it all the time with movies. Kurt just talked about a movie, right? He just shared a movie, did not get paid a lick, right?
True. Right.
we share movies, all right, we share restaurants, but we're never getting paid. We're never being compensated. So here's a company that's paying you for saying, hey, you can learn how to multiply your money in the largest financial markets in the world. All right. They're paying you to do that. But then on the flip side, they're showing you how to multiply the money that they're paying you. To me, it's like a no-brainer.
That's good.
Pay you for telling somebody and then showing you how to multiply that money. To me, it's the most powerful business. It makes all the sense in the world.
Wait, so we gotta run that one back because it's a bar. I don't mean to cut you off, but we gotta.
No, you good.
Because they're excited right now.
I'm excited.
The company allows you to make money off of their product. Because, you know, some people are afraid of a whole conversation like this. You know, I always say people, you know, poverty teaches you to be skeptical about everything except for a job. So you got some people, when it come down to group economics and we talking about really building generational wealth, they get uncomfortable because they're not used to the conversation. But for those of you who are ready for grown folk conversation, listen to this. The company created the product. The product is in high demand. The product leverages AI technology. The product represents the top 1% of the world. This is what the big boys are talking about.
Right.
If you are on your job and your job, you're there so you can make some money. Some of y'all on jobs that you don't want to be on, but you're there because you got to pay the bills. So this company is saying, we're going to pay you, which means you get to make money to promote their products.
Wow.
Now you're going to learn money management skills because the strategies of even, all right, now that you made, let's just say you got to the position where you making $1,000. If you guys remember the compensation plan, that was 23 people. You built a team of 23 people. Some of y'all got sales teams. Y'all work in all these corporate companies, all these things. You got teams you already working with, but they're saying you get to be the one to manage that. Now you can take a percentage of it and do what you want with it, but then this percent, let's make sure that you're building up generational wealth so you can now multiply that. Exactly. That right there, like, I listen, it ain't what's caught, it's not what's taught, it's what's caught. If you didn't catch it, you missed it. And the only way you know the difference is if you applied it. You could say you caught that, but if you don't apply that and get started, you ain't catch it, you missed it.
Right.
You missed it. That was powerful. Go ahead, Brian. I didn't mean to cut you off. That right there, I had to pop it up because that sums up what we're doing.
Exactly. And as I was saying, that anybody that has any type of business sense, I don't care what you do. You can still be in the car business. You can be an insurance broker. Whatever you do, this just makes all that sense. Yes, you can sell a bunch of cars, but guess what? The owner of the dealership is not turning around and say, hey, I'm going to show you how to invest it. They'll give you a 401k, right? But then when the market crashes, you losing your money and they can't help you. You get what I'm saying? They can't help you. For us, guess what? When market crashes, we make money on the way down.
Come on.
we make money on the way down. We make money on the way down. And I'll say this too. Yes, background is in finances, background is in sales. But be honest with you, and I love building a team. I love group economics. But it may be somebody out there that's watching right now. You may not even like people. You may not even like people. This is one of those things where technically I don't need you to make money. And I don't mean to have that type of posture, but look, all I need is my cell phone and Wi-Fi. So that gives me even more confidence when I'm building something like this. Because I feel good. Hey, look, if you do it, we're gonna make money together. If you don't do it, I'm gonna make money. It's really that simple.
That's good.
It's really that simple. It is really that simple. So again, most powerful thing that I've ever been a part of outside of just our platform, I'm talking about our Rich U community. It's special to me. It keeps me going. You're around a group of individuals that want to see you win. All right. On your job, it ain't really like that. When I was in the car business, guess what? I was at the top of the board all the time. And it was always somebody gunning for me. It was all, you know what? You know some things I used to see in the car business, Dr. China. If I greet, we used to call them guests because they're coming in. If I greet a guest and I'm walking them over to my desk, you can always see somebody looking and hoping that I did not make the sale because they're not the one that's talking to it. Wow. This right here, in this type of community, everybody want to see you win.
That's good.
It's a little different around here.
Wow.
So if you're watching this, I highly suggest that you get with the person that sent you the link to this live and don't ask too many questions. Just get inside the community because that's where you see everything at.
Yep. Wow. That was powerful, Cliff. I appreciate you, my brother.
I appreciate you more.
I believe the wealth of knowledge that people have received from this conversation, just imagine being a part of this regularly, right? That's why I think the biggest thing of everything that we talked about is community. Community is going to be so priceless because so many people feel isolated and alone, even in the social economy that we're in right now. I appreciate you. Thanks for being on. Congratulations. And, it's time to go to the next level. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. China.
Absolutely. God bless you, brother. Wow. That was amazing. If you guys got some bars, right, from that conversation, y'all just drop some fire in the chat. This has been enlightening, inspiring, engaging, and exciting all at the same time. That's my husband, Dr. Andre Logic Mix right there. Y'all drop some 9s in the chat. Founder of the nightclub, super duper excited. For those of you who know, y'all get pipsy with us in the nightclub. We're going to bring up the next speaker. This woman reigns from Chicago, Illinois. I've had the pleasure of knowing her for many years. We've actually done very well together before. She's going to have to find a magazine cover that we were both on many years ago so that we can show you guys the history. I'm talking about none other than Dr. Andrea Billups Dreyer. How you doing out there, Queen?
Hi, Dr. China. How are you doing today?
I'm amazing. It's called fire.
I see. I'm so excited.
Yes. How are you? I see your beautiful background. I don't know where you are, but the beautiful lake. I mean, what am I looking at? It's gorgeous.
Well, this is my my country home, and I came up today just to get some R&R. So I figured I would do my my part back here on the lake. I'm just kind of relaxing and everything. It's just beautiful here. So yeah, but thank you so much for having me on. I'm a little hoarse. Forgive my throat. I've been sick a little bit, but hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yes.
And I just want to thank you. Okay. So as Ambassador said, my name is Dr. Andrea Billups Dreyer. I reign from Chicago. I have actually coined myself the Crypto Diva, and I have a long history in finance. Let me just give you a little bit of my background. My mom passed in 1989, and that's when life really got real for me. I realized at that point that I was like 21 years old. I had to make it happen. I had a son. I had my sister to look after. So I got off into real estate. I started flipping houses, buying houses. I did a lot of rental as landlord and everything. And then things just kind of evolved. My career evolved from the real estate, the rental part of it. I started working in the healthcare industry. But it did not take long for me to understand that I needed multiple streams of income to live the lifestyle that I wanted to live. And so, I started just really looking for everything that somebody said would work. I just started looking at it. I'm like, I'll take a look at this, I'll take a look at that. Because I figured that, if I looked at enough things, that I would eventually be successful. And on my way up the ladder, I did reach some successes on the way up. And I must say that, that's, I believe, my first big success is when, you said you and I were on the cover of the magazine together for one of the companies that we did. We made a lot of money with that venture. And from that point on, it's just been history. I have created my own business. I retired early, and under 60, I retired, and I opened my own business. I started my own business, and I work with homeless individuals. But I decided that, I was introduced to Bitcoin. You mentioned Bitcoin, a lot. So I was introduced to Bitcoin early on. I think when I was introduced to it, it probably was around $3,000 as well. I felt like I missed it because I didn't know anything about it. I did not invest into the Bitcoin at the time. And, I kept watching it coming up. I remember when it was like $30,000, and I was like, okay, I felt like it was out of reach at that point. And I said, well, I should have got involved earlier on, but I didn't. So I really felt that I had missed it. So it was like maybe in 2017, 2018, my husband came to me and he was telling me about another cryptocurrency. And he was telling me that, basically we need to invest in this cryptocurrency, which is XRP. And that's another up and coming crypto that, we were looking at. So I started investing in that. We started putting money aside. And let me see, it's been probably, that was in like maybe 2019, 2020. And believe it or not, I just put just pennies here and there, $10, maybe, $20 here and there, just a little bit here and there. And I did make a few larger investments as well. But it was actually this year in 2025, right after the election, when our account really just went crazy. And my account it increased for over 700%. And that was when things got real. But I mean, I started telling everybody about the cryptocurrency, the coins and everything, trying to help them set up their accounts, their portfolios. And that's how I got back in touch with you. As you remember, I called you and I'm like, did you know about this coin? And you like, of course, girl, I know about it. And, you were telling me what you were doing. And it was like a no-brainer. I was like, send me the link. I mean, because I know who you are. I know what you're about. We've worked together before. And I'm like, you know what? I just really, I want to be a part of whatever it is that you're doing, because I know how your work ethic. I know it's going to be successful. I got started. And so I'm so excited. I'm elated to be a part of Rich University. I'm so blessed to be a part of what you're doing. I'm going to continue to support this move. And my goal is to get as many people involved as I can, because I believe in generational wealth. I think it's very important that we reach out to those that may miss this. Right now, I mean, everybody that I come in contact with, I'm telling them. So like you said before, you either catch it or you miss it.
Yes.
If they miss it, it won't be because they didn't know. Because if I'm on the phone, whoever I'm talking to, I'm really telling them about this business. It's simple. I mean, a lot of times we think that, it's very difficult to do. But when you have somebody that's willing to show you how to do it, which is what I do, I take the time, I get on the phone, I walk people through helping them to set up their portfolios. They can start from as little as $10 or whatever, and just to show people how to get going. But it doesn't take $1 million. And I think that's the part that stop people from doing it. They think that in order for them to invest, they have to have thousands of dollars. And that's just not true.
right.
So yeah.
That's so good. Andrea, I'm inspired by your story. I mean, just when you talk about the challenge and the adversity of the devastation of losing your mom, hearing where it started from, where you had to kind of step up because somebody else in that situation would have had a different reverse experience as to why their life crumbled. And you use that as the foundation. I had to step up. I had to take care of my son. I had to take care of my sibling. I had to do what I had to do. And so my deepest condolences for your mom, but I know she's proud of you, seeing the woman that you've become, the businesses that you've established, the impact that you are making right now. I mean, you're sitting on a beautiful property with a beautiful view in the background at your country home. When you just want to get away, you are proof of what work ethic looks like. And I'm excited that you have a heart to share with people. I think so many people, when I think about what Cliff just said, when you call and reach out to them, they're probably thinking about, well, why would she reach out to me? What's in it for her? And we got to get past that mindset. We economically and culturally, we're at a space where we can actually level up. The more of us that's involved, we can go further. The more of us that's involved, like even he said, whether you do it or not, Andrea, good. She already has a portfolio that's grown 700% because of the decisions that she made, even prior to her getting involved with what we're doing, because she saw that she missed out on an opportunity and she was looking for another one. There's another thing that you said that was powerful to me. I learned a lot about you just listening right here. You said, you knew that you had to be open to listening to other things that people were saying. You were listening for opportunities so you tested out a few different things. So many people are afraid to do anything new. But if you're afraid to do anything new, you shouldn't expect anything new. It's nothing wrong if you've been in the industry for a certain amount of time. But if you don't like your lifestyle and what's coming from it, when are you going to open up your mind to something new? Stop missing opportunities, right? So that was powerful because, I mean, you are truly a testament. Obviously, you're a risk taker, but if you're not a risk taker, you're not going to be a money maker. I can tell you, if you're afraid of everything and you are not willing to take risks, don't expect anything but the basics. I'm telling you. And so I'm so proud of you. I see so much in you. The vision is so bright. You are so delved into learning more. So many people have tapped out to learning. Like you push yourself past any barrier, and even with all the success you acquire. So I just want to say congratulations and salute to you. Any final words before we wrap that you would want to share with the listeners?
Yes, I would like to share with the listeners to, you got to set fear aside. You're either going to have faith or you're going to have fear. And which one are you going to let, which one are you going to let rule your life? You have to step out on faith, even though you can't see what's out there. If you don't step out on faith, then you just really, really have nothing. So, the fact that we're taking the time to pour into you guys and to give you information, we're bringing information that you're probably not going to get, in the mainstream news. Step out, get involved. I mean, it's not $1,000 decision. It's not nothing like that. So, for, what you say, $249 under any decision under $3, I'm like, that's nothing that can put you in a position to have generational wealth and multiple streams of income, because that's what I'm looking for. Multiple streams of income. So let's do it. Let's go. That's my advice.
Let's go. Andrea, Dr. Andrea Billups Dreyer, our newest. I mean, I'm so proud of what God is doing, just seeing you elevate. You're doing so many things, Dr. Andrea Billups Dreyer. And I'm so proud of you, so godly proud of you, because the best is yet to come. This is just the beginning. I'm excited to guys her. She is the crypto diva. And one of the things that we do here is help you with your personal branding. We're very big on that. You own your brand. That will become your legacy, just like a Gucci or, all of these brands out here. People are not buying it just because they like what it looked like. They're buying it because they like what it represents. So we're building brands and bank accounts over here, and I'm excited about it. So thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate you. I'm excited. Chicago, y'all get ready, Chicago. I'm telling y'all, when we link up, it gets spicy. If you're watching this right now, whoever shared it, click that link, get started, especially if you want to be on the forefront of leading this wave with us. God bless you, Queens. Thank you so much, Dr. Andrea. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you for being on.
Thank you. Thank
God
you.
bless you. Wow, guys, this has been amazing. I'm excited. Like, this industry week has been so fire, it's been so lit. We got one more special guest for you guys. This woman reigns all the way from Canada. She saw the value of what it is that we do with a background in finance, and I know she's gonna tear this call up. If you think that it's already been amazing, just drop some 777s in the chat. If you've enjoyed it so far, just drop your favorite emoji in the chat, because I'm excited to bring to the floor none other than Natasha Blair. How are you, beautiful?
I am blessed. I am excellent. How are you doing, gorgeous?
I'm amazing. This is really, I mean, I'm excited about this. I know the people have to have gotten not just value from it, but like just instructions on what to do. This is so candid and so raw, but so real. So I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for your yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, it's such a pleasure to be here. First of all, I want you to go ahead and drop a 777 in the chat for every one of the speakers before, because they did an amazing, fabulous job. I had so much notes and knowledge. And if you guys saw my coach, one of my mentors too, he crushed it. Mr. Curtis Cobain. I say he's number one in the book because he has made such a big difference in so many thousands of families' lives. Ambassador Dr. China, thank you so much, for having me be here, and so many unbelievable individuals. Thank you so much, first of all, for seeing God's vision and like hearing his calling, allowing him to speak through you. It's so key and important because some people could hear a message. They can see a vision and know what their calling is and know they're chosen, and they wouldn't take that leap. They would just close the book or close the door and say, not me, not today. I don't got time for that. I got time for me. But you didn't do that. You decided you were going to impact more families' lives. You were going to step in to your calling because you knew you were a chosen one. And no matter what happened, this was going to be the change. And I'm so grateful for that. I really want to echo that because that's so key and important. We missed our calling. We missed our hearing. And whoever is here right now, there's a reason why you're here. Just to tell a little bit about myself, because I don't want us to be strangers. My name is Natasha Blair. I'm out here in Canada. Guys, I kind of, came up here when I was about 10 years old. I came from a third world country, Guyana. And, in Guyana, it's so beautiful. But, you learn a lot about lack, not about thinking abundance or wealth. And fast forward, when I came up here, I went straight into learning, okay, where is money? I wanted to learn about what is it about money I need to know? What are the wealthy doing? What are the billionaires and millionaires doing? Because I saw my friends, mom and dad being able to buy everything where my mom wasn't able to at that moment in time, coming from trying to figure out where our next meal was going to come from. I went straight into working for a bank, and I went into working for one of the corporate banks, top 5 banks here in Canada. They're all across the world. I decided I was going to learn everything that I can. I was just going to be abundance and wealth. God put me here on earth. I didn't know what I was going to do, what my purpose is, but I know I needed to build and break that lack mentality that I had and I grew up on for my legacy, because I didn't want them to come up in this world with the same thing or having to think about what to do or where school to go to. Or can I get a mortgage? Here's the key things. Starting off when fraud, credit, mortgage, business analyst, I went as far as doing my Six Sigma and, doing securities. I was starting to do corporate securities during that time period, right before I saw this opportunity. And this opportunity changed my life because I was missing out on so much. I was spending so much time into the bank. I was exchanging my time for money. And that was good because that's what I was taught. So I went straight into doing exactly what I was taught.
Yeah.
But I was also missing out part of me. I was missing out time with my angels. And I knew that's how it was a bigger calling and there was more lives I could impact while I was volunteering, doing stuff. And fast forward, when I found this opportunity, I was like, all right, I hear it. I hear you, God. It was loud. It was clear. I jumped straight into it. I didn't
Wow.
think. I took such an unbelievable leap of faith, and I knew this door was open for me, and this is where I was meant to be. And I knew this is where I was going to stay until the end of it, all the way through, because this is where he brought me through. You know, I started off just coming in to learn to make some extra money for myself and my family. And then I realized there's so much more, because, you know, one of the things, you know, God talked about in the Bible, you know, in Acts 4:32, you know, all the believers, you know, were one in a heart, one in mind, and no one claimed that any of their possession was their own, but they shared everything that they had. Why are we not doing that? Why are we not sharing more? Why are we not impacting so much more lives? And guys, you heard so many unbelievable speakers, you know,
Yes.
spoke about it. This organization, this community, it's so faith-based. It has helped in so much impact. It's helped me how to be able to deal with my anxiety, to be able to unlearn and relearn things, to learn how to build wealth. But not only that, like, I gotta talk about what's happening in the crypto space. Guys, the most biggest money wealth management movement is happening in the world right now.
It is.
And people are scared.
Yeah.
They're watching CNN, they're putting on the news, and they're like, all right, I see it. It's happening. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to wait until the next day. And then they're missing out, and they see stuff that are going. They're hearing how countries, how multi-millionaires and billionaires are invested in this. But to be able to take part, you're like, maybe I shouldn't go out tonight to the club, and be able to take that $100 or $50 and invest in this for that wealth and being able to impact. You know, one of the things in Canada we do here is, you know, we're doing it all over the world. And I love how Rich, you know, guys, Rich University is unbelievable, because this is where we're saying you come in and you get rich with us. You come in, you learn, you're growing, because iron sharpens iron. There's
Yes.
no negativity. There's only positivity. And we are all here with abundance. We're teaching children how to be able at such a young age, how to learn what AI is, because they're doing it in different countries.
Sure
You know,
are.
there's presidents and governments that are doing all over. Yesterday, we had 3 unbelievable boss queens who are teachers that are here. My
Yes.
sisters, so honored to call them my sisters. They tap into this, and they talked about how that impact in education. And kind of we're teaching children how to understand about that. How is it incorporate with, you know, like playing with, you know, your Lego blocks, and how you're able to build something, and how AI is able to build something. How right now in families' lives, we're already using AI daily for years without even knowing it.
Yes.
But people are scared of the unknown now. We're using it through our phones or smartphones. Excuse me, there's AI in there. Siri does a fabulous job. No, Siri, I'm good. She does a fabulous job in taking care of my stuff. Okay, apologize if I activate anyone, Siri.
No, this is so good, Natasha. I mean, wow. First of all, just a wealth of knowledge, and seeing the value and the opportunity, and being in a position to not just get started yourself, but help other people, and just taking that leap of faith with the level of background you have in finance. And like you said, you dived into finance and learned everything that you could, because you wanted to know where the money resided. But when you saw things shifting, you didn't wait. Like, you jumped in. You understood that something is happening with cryptocurrency. And I love that, because I really still believe right now we're just getting started. Now we're going into mass adoption. You know, it was early adoption before. We're seeing with these governments in these worlds wanting to fight over it, that it is going to build the confidence of the masses to be like, okay, I need to dive into this. So what would you say to somebody, as far as, you know, as we prepare to close, that you would encourage them to get started? Like, what would the final takeaway be for them, to encourage them not to wait another week for something to come out in news or media, or hope that they could figure it out on the outside? But what would the one thing be that you would say to them that would encourage them to get started, so that they can join us and come and see what's happening on the inside?
Well, one of the things I would say, guys, this is the movement that's happening. You know, this is the change. Right now, there is Coinbase and PayPal is about to become their own banks, guys. Our banks are about to become exchanges. They're already making these changes. It's happening in the news. It's happening in the background, if we like it or not. It's either you're able to jump ahead of this. It's like electricity. We're using electricity now. It's like internet. When the evolution of car first started, they had the one-wheeler bicycle that was in there, okay? The big
Right.
wheel and the small one. There's a specific name for it. I can't recall it now. But evolution, it happens. You know, it's happening over time. And it's a matter if we're sitting back or we're going to step ahead of this because changes are happening. Crypto really gives us that security to be able to tap into so many stuff. I tap into here, being able to, you know, open my own online e-commerce store and so many more coming, having that passive income coming to me, passive income too, for the fact of, you know, impacts an other individual and family's life, showing them because there's a mom that could be there, or maybe there's a father, a single dad, or a grandmother who's taking care of her grandchild that needs to learn about this or need to learn a different way how to be able to make a little bit extra money to put food on the table, pay for rent, pay for mortgage. Rent's due, guys. Rent's due pretty soon. Some people don't know if they're going to have a place to stay, or maybe they don't. And this is why this is so important that they need this to have. This is the thing that help breaking cycles, breaking change. Like we are the one that are going to be able to break the cycle. We are the chosen one. Maybe you were born into lack. I was born into that. I talked about that. That was one of the things in my mindset. Every second, every moment, I kept hearing that. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I knew that change had to come. But when you're born into lack, it doesn't mean that you were born to stay there. You're not born to stay there. You choose if you want to stay there or not. Because we have so many possibilities where we are all around the world. But you are the one, we are the one who shifts the story for our children, for our community, and for our legacy. Because we're not chasing money. We're attracting purpose. There's no chasing money. There's attracting purpose. There's attracting abundance of money coming to us. Money is a tool and abundance is a mindset. This is where we need to start tapping in. And a lot of people think, oh my God, Bitcoin or crypto, or maybe for the fact of doing e-commerce, guys, you guys hear about our nightclub, or you want to be able to do your social media, all so many different unbelievable stuff. There is something for everyone in here. Because if we're on our social media and we're just strolling, and before you know it, because if you go on your phone, I don't care if you got an iPhone or Android or LG, you go and you check your setting and you check your screen time, you're going to see how many hours you spend. And did any of that paid you money? Because it didn't make me money before. And I had to step out of that and said, I'm going to be the one, because I'm going to start that change. If it didn't make me money, I'm about to put it to work for me. So start claiming back my time freedom. Claim back your time freedom. This is the place to be. This is the claim. This is your reason you're hearing the calling. And I'm so honored that Ambassador Dr. China really did this. And we had so many unbelievable speakers, guys.
Yes, it was amazing.
For my education, so make sure you're tapping into for yours. Come get rich with us, because this is the community to be. And we're excited to have you here and welcoming you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Queen. I really appreciate you. This has been amazing. I mean, a wealth of knowledge today. We had such an incredible lineup, so much value, so much sauce, and you are the finale of the night. I appreciate you coming, sharing, pouring, giving, and really talking about the shift of the mindset that's required. It doesn't matter if you come from lack. It doesn't matter if you come from poverty, but it does matter if that's how you stay. Right? It matters for you to make a decision. If you did not come from a wealthy family should come from you. Join Rich University today. We're excited that you are deciding to come and get rich with us. Whoever page you're seeing this on, it doesn't matter who page you're seeing it on, whether it was one of the speakers or somebody that you didn't even see their face today. When they shared it to you, that is the person that decided to be a blessing to you. And so you're going to get back with that person, get their unique link to sign up, choose whichever package makes the most sense for you, and get started tonight. Learn how to make a decision and take action right where you made the decision at. Right? If you make a decision, let your yes be yes, let your no be no, but take action. Thank you so much for being on with us. This is concluding day number 4 of Industry Week with finance. Tomorrow's our finale. It's going to be amazing. Make sure you set your alarms to come back. Same place, same time. We'll see you there. Share this out with somebody, even if there's over with. If it blessed you, I believe it'll bless them. Thank you so much, Queen Natasha. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for being on, my love.
Appreciate you, Queen.
Wow, wow, wow. This has been absolutely phenomenal. Let's go. Let's grow. Now is simply your time to shine. We look forward to hopefully the next time we do Industry Week being able to highlight you. So go ahead, make a decision, get started. We want to see you on the inside. God bless you guys, and bye for now.